Hey guys, welcome back to Backcountry Amateur Radio. This is Eric. You may have wondered what you just saw there. You had several different radios communicating on different settings, but communicating together. So I want to explain that. And I mainly want to explain that because of this radio. This is the BCA Link 2.0. The BCA Link 1.0 shares the same frequency programming, DCS codes or CTCSS codes. Unfortunately, those codes aren't separate, so you have to figure out kind of on your own how those are set. And an email with a quick good response from BCA clarified that for me after I'd figured it out on my own. But this radio, if you want to use other radios with it, you need to know the limitations of the other radios and a way to program them to set them up with this. So first thing, I want to introduce this radio. For a lot of you who don't know, this is done by a company called Baofeng or Baofeng Tech. This is a Chinese radio, and it's pretty great. It's a GMRS V1. This little thing is great, and if you have a GMRS license, you can transmit on it. So in the backcountry, the extra power you get from this is really nice. Next is kind of a blister pack Cobra radio. Other radios are like this. I believe at least Midland makes a similar setup. Now the reason I'm putting this one in this video, because this is an old one, it has half a watt of power. This one has distinct CTCSS codes 1 through 50 and distinct DCS codes 1 through like 83. Now if you pay attention to this, you have 121 codes. Well, where does the CTCSS start and end, and where does the DCS start and end? And that's what I want to share with you today. So, and then if you're the lucky guy that gets a $10 radio, by the way, this is a Midland, kind of just a fun play radio for the kids. This thing is amazing. I can talk across town with this thing. This is $10. They come in a pack of 2, so minimum 20 bucks. Pack of 4, 40 bucks. I love this little guy. It's light, it's easy. Got 4 AAAs in there. We use rechargeable AAAs. That little blue radio only has CTCSS, and it has 1 through 38 CTCSS. So if I want to communicate between all these radios, I can use 1 through 38 pretty easily, and it's all pretty going to match up. What's different is with this radio, you actually need to know the tone in hertz for that to work. Now, if you want to work with these radios, say for instance the BCA, you want to operate on channel 39 or 30 or 42, you have a problem. It's not as easy to figure out because 42 does not pair with this. 42 means you need to go into the DCS menu on this walkie-talkie and put in number 4. 42 on the BCA means you have to go to the DCS programming on this and put in DCS or D031N. Yeah, it's crazy. And if you're using 42 on BCA, you're not using this radio in your group. So that being said, I want to show you a chart that was put together by an amateur radio operator named Jared, who is awesome. And I talked to him about putting that chart in this video. So I'll put a link to the website down below. And I'm not going to take too much time on that, but I do want to just roll through it, show you a little bit about it so you can understand how to use it and get you going in the backcountry.
Okay, so here we are at k0tfu.org. The owner of this website, Jared, really took some effort and collaborated with a bunch of other radio operators, hands included, to create this database so that it's easier for us. There's a lot of information here on code, privacy codes. Check it out, read about it, learn about it, see how it works. And I'm not going to explain the the hertz and all that, the frequencies that operate on, but what we need to know for this example is that the BCA operates 1 through 38 on CTCSS and its privacy codes. Now that's going to be common with the Cobra as well, and the Midland And the difference is, instead of being just all in the same privacy code menu, the Midland and the Cobra are going to have a CTCSS menu, just like the Baofeng GMRS V1. It will have a CTCSS menu. So we need to program the corresponding privacy code from this chart into those radios. Notice for the GMRS V1, it'll be 250.3. So let's move on to DCS. This is where the common column changes. And for us, as far as anyone's concerned, it's mostly going to be either Motorola or the BCA Link Radios. And notice for our example, the reference here, the DCS code is 31. For the Baofeng GMRS V1, that's easy. Program in the DCS menu on both receive and transmit to 31N. Good to go. And turn your BCA radios over to privacy code 42. Turn your Cobra over to privacy code 4 on the DCS menu. Don't forget, you have to get into the DCS menu for this to work. If you program the CTCSS menu with number 4, it'll put you way back in the Stone Age. So you won't be talking between radios. Remember to do that. Thank Jared for his work here. There, I believe his email is at the bottom of the page.
All right, guys, thanks for joining me here at Backcountry Amateur Radio. Again, this is Eric, and communicate at a distance. Don't forget to bring your radios. If you don't have them, you can obviously get a pair for like 30 or 40 bucks. It's important to communicate in the backcountry with your group. And if you want to learn to communicate outside of your group with more powerful radio systems, it might be worthwhile considering getting your amateur radio license. And I want to show you how to do that. Next little bit, I'm going to be releasing a series of videos dedicated towards the outdoor person, the outdoor adventurer, to getting licensed and kind of where to go, what kind of radio to look for, all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget, I'm doing a giveaway of the Radioddity GS5B that I've been using for the last 8 months or so. And it's been a good radio, but you'll need an amateur radio license to use it. Stay safe out there. We'll see you down the trail.